If you've lost your natural squat mobility, these 3 steps have helped a lot of people improve. First off, you don't have to do anything for squat mobility other than use your squat mobility. My kids will keep their squat mobility. In my case, I was one of millions of young athletes prevented from using my natural squat mobility because of the mistaken fear of knees over toes. And I went many years without even resting in a deep squat because my knee pain and injuries were so bad. The first solution that helped me was training one side at a time in a diagonal motion, which allows more direct ankle mobility and which scales to really gentle levels, but progresses to very high levels of flexibility and strength. I've been working on this for 10 years while doing a balance of squats with my heels elevated to allow more range of motion. The third major change was my inner thigh flexibility. You can train this flexibility and strength at the same time, allowing you to squat deeper and stronger. So I see squat mobility as a combination of knee over toes and knee behind toes. While there are no guarantees of improvement, I experienced reaching my 20s having never dunked, and this being excruciating. Now I can dunk from a deep squat, so I sure think our potential is wildly different than expected. That's the bulk of the education. My primary job is educating in like 60 seconds or less. But what's nice on YouTube here is for those who want to stay and have more of a personal conversation, sometimes that helps it click more. One thing I want to show is that I'm not really worried about how deep you get or if your heels lift or not. What I want is for you not to have to worry as much about a knee injury or a back injury. If we look at this, if this is all stiff, there's just going to be more stress on the back. If the knees and surrounding muscles are weaker, there's going to be more stress on the knees. So my viewpoint on exercise is simply balance. We have strength, we have flexibility. So I don't want you to just be limp down here, for example. I can dunk from this position. So this is not just a limp flexibility, nor am I strong, but stiff. And for me, 10 years now without a knee setback, after almost 10 years prior where my knees were really the number one source of me being miserable, going through constant injuries, surgery, trying to rehab. And there's just no way that I would have those protected knees without getting stronger in the deep work. And my lower back, I just don't have to worry about it the same. I haven't had a back tweak or injury in that 10 years as well. So from those experiences, I feel really strongly about the strength and the flexibility combined. This doesn't mean life is perfect. Life is a wild journey. I have 2 kids now. Boy, do you learn a lot of chaos, a lot of difficulties. Have you ever watched a birth? You kind of lose the reality that life is like some Disney happily ever after. I mean, life is pretty intense, but it's a lot worse when you don't know if you're just going to get hurt randomly out of nowhere. If you're having to take painkillers just to get by, life was much more frustrating for me then. I'm much happier now that I can go play with my kids, not have to worry about it. So to be able to run, squat, get into positions, I love not having to worry about that. Without this, without knees over toes, I would not be able to play with my kids the way that I do. That's priceless for me. I hope it adds something for your life.